talk about The Hunger Games, shall we? It's topical. All the kids are talking about it these days. What I want to talk about today is a problem I have with the Hunger Games franchise. Somebody asked me how I felt about the third book being split into 2 movies. I personally don't buy anybody telling me that they did it for artistic purposes so that they could be truthful to the book. I think that's ridiculous. They definitely did it for money. And that's kind of what I want to talk about. I read these books a while ago. I read them when I was in high school, and I really enjoyed them. I love dystopian fiction because it makes us think about how our actions now are going to affect the future. It makes me realize that it is up to me to make sure that the governing powers that rule my life are ones that I want them to be. There's a host of reasons why people like dystopian fiction, right? And that's just me. I know that this series is huge, and I think that that's great because it's spreading dystopian themes to a large amount of people, and I think it's also kind of a gateway into finding a lot of other fiction and non-fiction about this topic. But lately I've been really against this franchise for a few reasons, so I want to talk about those today. The first reason, and this is my opinion, right, but we've all kind of become very hypocritical about this series. In this series, there is 2 powers. There is the factions, the downtrodden, the citizens, and then there's the capital, the governing body. So the situation, however, that I think is really important is that we're both. The thing that bugs me is that when you read this book, you're supposed to like Katniss because obviously go Katniss, but you're also supposed to, this is me, but my opinion, you're also supposed to think about how we are the capital, that we aren't good, that we're just as obsessed with appearance and money and excess than the capital is. And I think that when I first started talking to people about this series, everybody was pretty much on board with that. Everybody was talking about, yeah, we're the capital. It's kind of scary. In this book, we're the bad guy. But now, all I see is everybody talking about how we're Katniss. Oh, I love Katniss. I root with Katniss. Katniss really gets me. And it's like, no, we are Katniss. Like, everybody is in a moment of not having power right now. For me, the book is very complex in this idea that we are the capital, and because we're the capital, we make ourselves Katniss. We live in this world where our values are really effed up. A makeup line that came out about it. That to me is just so wrong and twisted. It's hypocritical. It's ironic. It's depressing. I'm wearing makeup right now, you know? Like, if you want to care about makeup, that's really great. I just find it really hypocritical that the Hunger Games franchise makes makeup about the Hunger Games. We're the capital. Is anybody else going crazy about this? Because obviously I am. I'm 20 years old, and so I am extremely young. However, in those 20 years, I have never noticed such a huge amount of public unrest. I'm talking about students all over the world protesting against tuition. I'm talking about people in the UK protesting against the privatization of the NHS. The NHS is their National Health Service. It's what gives them free healthcare. It's crazy because if your government isn't even taking care of your health, what's it doing? I'm talking about the protests that are happening in Ferguson because of the murder of Mike Brown. I'm talking about the protests that are happening in Hong Kong. I'm talking about everywhere. Everywhere I turn, everyone is unhappy. And books like The Hunger Games, books like 1984, these types of books make us think about how, you know what? It's not okay. I think The Hunger Games is great, but I'm worried about the way that people are talking about it and the themes that people are talking about. We are the capital. We are the problem, but we're also the solution. It's up to us. We have the power for great change. So, This got real. This got real. I hope you liked it. I would love to hear your thoughts down below. I'm sweating. I'm nervous. Am I even gonna upload this? Obviously, I've uploaded it if you're seeing it. Woo! Alright, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye! The fact of the matter is, Zoella did not write that book on her own, and people are pretty upset for it. I have 3 reasons as to why I think this Zoella ghostwriting situation has exploded.